Alright guys, welcome back. Today we are going to learn a new thing in the mathematics field, and this is known as mensuration. Mensuration is that part of geometry that typically deals with measurement, okay? Measurement of what? So measurement of uh, you know length, measurement of something which we also know as perimeter, measurement of area. Before that, let's quickly see what did we learn in the previous video. So we were doing decimals, okay, and we learned how to convert a decimal into a fraction and vice versa. We learned about the place value in decimals. So basically, how does the place value change after decimal towards the right hand side. Then we learned comparison of decimals, which basically was fairly basic, very easy. And then we learned addition and subtraction of decimals. Once again, very easy, but we just have to superimpose the decimal and then do it. So if you have missed any of this, I will request you to go back to the previous video and see it. All the information and knowledge is there. And today we are going to learn mensuration. When I was a kid, it used to be one of my favorite topics because mensuration is very easy, and because if you learn mensuration, you will be able to solve the problems very well. And there are a lot of practical problems in mensuration, which means you can see the application of mensuration. So we will learn what it's see, sometimes the topics etc, their names are such so that we get overwhelmed by it as students. मतलब हम लोगों को लगता है कि कुछ बड़ा सा नाम है. Mensuration का मीनिंग होता है to measure, that's it, right? So that's the pure play meaning of it. Then we will learn perimeter, what is perimeter, and we will learn what is area, and then we will do some problems. Generally I don't do problems, but today I am going to do some problems because I just want to show how practical this chapter is and how easily you can do it without actually remembering anything. You can just use your common sense and solve, and which is why I say that maths is very commonsensical. There is no need to learn formula and stuff. You have to understand mathematics. If you understand, you can solve any problem. So meaning of mensuration, I told you the meaning of mensuration is to measure. That's it. What do we measure generally in geometry? So it is a part of geometry only, but in geometry we see the shapes and all. Okay, mensuration talks about measurement of those, some of the geometrical aspects. So we will measure the lengths. Lengths of what? For example, there is a square. What can we measure? We can measure the length of a side. In square we know all the four sides are equal. We can also measure the length of the diagonal. Okay, so we will measure lengths. We will measure area. Now when we make a closed figure, any figure, it can be a square, it can be a circle. Do you remember that we studied that in a closed figure there is a region which is inside, okay, in the boundary of the figure, and then there is an region which is outside. So whatever region which is inside the boundary of the figure, okay, and then whatever area it covers, this whole thing is known as basically area. In Hindi it is also known as kshetrafal. So this whole thing is area. That's the area covered. Okay, that okay, we are covering this much area. So yeah, that is it. That is what we will do. Now perimeter. What is a perimeter? Don't get, so let's start with a triangle. Perimeter is basically, if I start here, I walk along the line, and I walk along the outer line, then I walk along the outer line, I come back to the starting point. Whatever length I cover, okay, whatever total length I cover is nothing but perimeter. That's it. Very simple. And how do we find the total length? By adding the length of side, this side and then this side, and then this side. Similarly, for a quadrilateral, let's say this is 2 centimeter, this is 3 centimeter, this is 4, this is 5. Okay, so the perimeter will be 2 plus 3 plus 4 plus 5. That's it. That is it. There is nothing else that you need to know. There is no formula that you need to remember. Now you will say that if there is no formula that I need to remember, then why formula is there? Okay, formula is there only to make things possibly a little bit easier. But for example, if you know the concept, there is no need to know the formula. So it is that. So let's take this square ABCD, and let's say each of the sides is 4 centimeter. So if this is 4 centimeter, this is also 4, this is also 4, this is also 4. You tell me what is the perimeter. By what we learned right now, it is just the length of the boundary of the shape, right? So if I start from here, let me change the color and thickness, so that if I start from here, I walk along this boundary, I cover 4. Then I walk along this boundary, I cover another 4. So 4 plus 4 is 8. Then I walk along this boundary, 12. And then I walk along this boundary, it is 16. So I am simply adding 4 plus 4 plus 4 plus 4 equal to 16. Now in case of a square, I see that all the 4 sides are equal. So I can also say that basically 4 times multiplied by the side of the square, right? So that will also give you same thing. So it becomes a formula that perimeter of the square is nothing but 4 into length of the side, right? That becomes the formula of perimeter of square. But the real reason is that why this is the formula, because all the 4 sides are equal, so we can do 4 into length of the side. Simple. Now let's get into another okay, let's say if we have a rectangle. What a bad rectangle I am drawing. Yeah, seems to be a better rectangle now. Let's call it rectangle ABCD. Okay, let's assume that the length of the rectangle is 4 centimeters. Okay, and the breadth of the rectangle is 2 centimeter. So what will be the perimeter? Again I start from point A. Okay, I will start from here, I will go till here, 4 centimeter. Then from here I will go here, 4 plus 2 6. Then from point C I will move to D, 6 plus 4 again, because rectangle. So if you remember, opposite sides of rectangle are equal. So 6 plus 4 is 10, and then again it is 10 plus 2 is 12. So we are doing nothing, but we are adding 4 plus 2, then again plus 4, then again plus 2, right? But there is a formula which says that perimeter of a rectangle is 2 into length plus breadth of the rectangle, right? Now obviously when I see here, I see that there are 2 4s, so I can write it as 2 into 4. Okay, and then I can write it as into 2 into 2, and then I can take 2 common, distributive property of addition, right? And then 4 plus 2, right? 4 is what? Length, and 2 is what? Breadth. So that's how the formula has been derived, because opposite sides are equal. Now here, in case of a square, what happens is that length becomes equal to breadth, right? Length is equal to breadth. So I can basically replace this. I can replace this breadth, and I can write length only, right? So this becomes what? 2 into length. So 2 gets outside and becomes what? 4 into length, which is side of the square. So all, see, like I said, if you understand the concept, formula is easy. Okay. So just add the sides, if you know the sides of it, you will know the perimeter. Simple concept. Don't get into too much of formula. Now area. Area is also like that. And we will understand what area means, okay, and how the formula for area has been created. So area, like I said, if you look at the perimeter, it talks about length, right? How long it is. Okay, so it is the unit of length will be the perimeter. The perimeter is 8 centimeter long, or 10 centimeter long, or 15 centimeter long. Area is not length or not breadth. Area is basically the portion which comes inside the shape which you have drawn. So this whole piece, if I have to paint inside, okay, I draw an outline and then I paint inside. This whole thing is known as area. Okay, this whole thing is known as area, right? Whereas perimeter is basically the length along the boundaries. Okay, so this length along the boundaries that I am doing right now, that's perimeter. So that's the difference between perimeter and area, first of all. Okay, understand that area will have 2 dimensions, okay, whereas perimeter is just a measurement of the length. Okay, so a good understanding is that, have you seen a mop or a pocha with which you mop the floor, right, or a tablecloth which you put on a table? So a tablecloth can be spread like a sheet. Okay, that whole sheet is the area, and the length of the tablecloth along the edges, right, when you spread it, this length is the perimeter. That's the difference. So keep that in mind from a conceptual clarity. Okay, that's the difference between area and area. Basically, how do we find out the area? So for example, we have this square. Now we can divide it into small strips. Okay, we can divide it into small strips. Let's say that this is a square and I am dividing it into like very small strips. Okay, so this breadth that you see here, okay, let me change the color to show you properly. Yeah, this small strip has this breadth, this small strip has this breadth, this small strip has it, all these small strips have these small breadths, right? And this is the length is what? Side of the, let's say the side is A, right? So side of the square is A, and this will be like multiple small segments of A only. Okay, so in the end it will all come together. If you add all these small breadths, okay, these ones, if you add all of them, all these strips, after adding you will see that it is coming to A, because it's a square. If it were to be a rectangle, then obviously it would come to something else, but right now we are assuming it's a square. Okay, so, and when we add whatever area is covered here, let me again change the color so that, and thickness. So this thing that we see here, okay, if I am to shade this strip, and then I add all these strips will have equal area, right? So then basically when we add all of this, it becomes equal to area of the square. So that's how you have to conceptually understand. And because it is a, if you look at this, it basically is a rectangle. Okay, it basically is a rectangle because this width and this width is equal, and obviously length this side and this side will be equal. It will look something like this, that this is side A, okay, this also is side A, right? but this is the small portion of A. Let's call it dA, right? Right now you will not understand the concept of dA, but just understand that a very small part of A is dA, and when you add all the dA's, okay, it becomes equal to A. And this is a rectangle, so the area of this rectangle, area is generally considered to be length into breadth when we are talking about a rectangle. Okay, so it becomes A into dA, and then there are n number of dA's. Okay, so you add all of them, you continue to add A into dA, and then there are lot of A into dA's, and eventually what happens that all these dA's put together, okay, it becomes equal to A. So ultimately the area becomes A into A, which is A square. So that is, there is a technique that once, if I get a chance, I will make a video on differentiation calculus. Under that portion of mathematics you can understand it easily, but right now just have a simple understanding that in order to find the area, multiply, in case of a square, multiply the length with the breadth. In case of a square, okay, length is also A, let's call it A, and breadth is also A, so it becomes A square. Okay, in case of a rectangle, length is different from breadth, so it becomes length into breadth. Okay, but the logic remains the same. So that is basically area. Area of a triangle we will cover later. It is slightly more difficult to find out, okay, but concept of area is this. Now understand unit of area. Okay, unit of area, that is also important to understand. Now see, in perimeter what we were doing is that we were just adding. Okay, in perimeter we were just adding. So I was adding, let's say, 4 meters or 4 centimeters plus 2 centimeter plus 4 centimeter plus 2 centimeter. So I was basically adding, and I was making it equal to 12 centimeters. So the unit length does not change, it is centimeter only. In area we are multiplying two lengths. Okay, so we are multiplying, let's say length is 4 centimeter, okay, and then breadth is 2 centimeter. So numerically it becomes 8, but understand that centimeter is being multiplied by centimeter, so the unit becomes centimeter square. Okay, because like I said, area is not a linear length, it is the region that you cover. So when you see that there is going to be a length and there is going to be a breadth, and then it covers the whole region. Okay, therefore the unit of area will always be square of a unit of the length. So keep that in mind. What you should also keep in mind is that while you are trying to find out area or perimeter, just make sure that all the lengths are in the same unit. Either they are in centimeters, or they are in meters, or they are in millimeters. Don't make one thing as a meter and then other thing as a centimeter. Okay, so you need to have both, either in the same unit. It can be centimeter, centimeter grade. It can be meter, meter grade. Okay, so that's the concept part of it, and I think now let's get into some problems. Problem solving is, I'm doing problem solving because sometimes mensuration can be a little bit confusing. Therefore I'm solving problems just to highlight a few concepts, because on occasions solving problems and basically creating the approach is the best way to clear concepts. Okay, तो चलिए शुरू करते हैं. Let's do a few problems here. A room is 4 meter long, so length of the room is 4 meter and it is 3.50 centimeter wide. Now only length and width are given. Okay, so just assume that the room is rectangular in shape. Okay, assume that room is rectangular in shape. Most of the rooms are rectangular in shape. In your house also you must have seen, unless you live in a really fancy house and then half the room is curved and all. But broadly it will be rectangular in shape. So they say that the length is 4 meter and the width is 3 meter 50 centimeter, which we can also write as 3.5 meters. I'm not going to get into conversion here. That I am assuming that you guys you have learned decimals and all of that. You will be able to do that. Okay, 3 meter and 50 centimeter equal to 3.5 meters. Now they say how many square meters. See, square meters आ गया ना, area. Because now if you have to bichhao a carpet, if you remember in our example we said that tablecloth or something like that we put on the table. So on the floor what do people put? People put carpet or kaleen. So it says how many square meters of carpet is needed to cover the floor of the room, right? So as simple as that, whatever is the area of the room, we will need those many square meters of carpet. Very simple question. So we will do, this is a rectangle. So what we will do, length into breadth, 4 into 3.5. Okay. This is equal to, sorry. This is equal to 14. 14 what? Square meters. Or you can also write it as 14 meter square. Both ways are good. Both ways are good. Your marks will not be deducted. And when you are writing area, okay, just make sure that do not forget to put the unit. That ways you will never get confused, because when you are writing 4 meter into 3.5 meter, you are multiplying the numbers, okay, and simultaneously you are also multiplying both the units, and that's how you come to square meter. So you can also write it as 14 meter into meter, right? Meter into meter only, either you write it as square meter or meter square, same thing. So we start off with a simple one. Then we go to the next one. Area of a rectangular garden in 50 meter long is, okay, so it already says that there is a rectangular garden. There is a rectangular garden. It is 50 meters long, okay. It is 50 meters long. And they say that the area is given as 300 square meters. See? So you have to find out the width of the garden. Now we know that length into breadth equal to area. Length is 50. Breadth or width you don't know. Area it is given as 300 square meter. Okay. Right here also as meter. So breadth will be what? 300 square meter divided by 50 meter. Right? We will bring 50 to the other side of equal. Here the operation is multiplication, so when it comes here it will be division. So numbers will divide, it will become 6. Okay, numbers will divide, it will become 6, and square meter area divided by meter. So square meter I told you is what? Meter into meter divided by meter. So 1 meter will cancel out the other one. What do you get? 6 meter. So therefore your width is 6 meter, right? So understand that area question, if the unit were not to be square meter, how would you have got the breadth as 6 meter or width as 6 meter? So keep the unit in mind, it is important. Okay, next one. A floor is 5 meter long and 4 again a rectangle. Oh my god, how many rectangles are going to come in the problem today? Anyway, so this is a rectangle. This is 5 meter. This is 4 meter. Pardon me, 5 meter and 4 meter. A square carpet of 3 meter, of sides 3 meter, is laid on the floor. So they say that there is a square carpet of 3 meter side. Okay, 3 meter side, which is laid on the floor. So you find the area of the floor which is not carpeted. Now you see, let's just break it down. 1 2, 3. Okay, 4. That is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Now if I were to make a grid, rough grid, sorry, I'm doing a bad job with the drawing, but each of these grids is basically 1 meter by 1 meter square, right? And you can basically count it: 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20. So we know that the area is what? 20 meters square, right? Which basically is length into breadth, which basically is just we added unit areas, okay, which is 1 meter by 1 meter, right? And in which, in this, I now suddenly I am told that, let me change color, that I have a square carpet which is 3 meters. So 3 by 3, I have this square carpet. If I break it down in one by one, then I see that it will cover 9 boxes. Okay, from wherever. So if I keep it here, 3, 3, 3, 3, 3, it will cover this area. That's it. And this area will not be covered. So let's count this area: 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. So what is the area which is not carpeted? 11 meters square. Now you tell me, did you even need to like find out or use a formula? The answer is no. See, mensuration is, you can visualize and solve. Okay. Now let's say that I said ki why will you put the carpet here only, right? Why not put the carpet somewhere else? Absolutely right. Why should you only put the carpet where I tell you to put the carpet? Okay. You can also choose to, let's say you say that, I will put the carpet 1 point here. Okay. Fair enough. Let's do that. Again, same carpet. Okay. Continuously 9 boxes we have to cover. So we can put here, we can't put like in this direction, because then the bottom row of the carpet will be outside the room. So अगर carpet बिछाएंगे, so we have to make sure that it is inside the. So let's say okay, we start from here. Okay, so this point of the carpet we are placing here, and then 1, 2, 3 units. So 1, 2, 3, right? Then 3, 1, 2, 3, 3, 1, 2, 3, and then 1, 2, 3. That's the square carpet which we have. This is the uncarpeted area. Let's count again: 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. What is the answer? It doesn't matter where you put the carpet, because the area is fixed of the carpet. The area is fixed of the overall room. So the uncarpeted area will always be 11 meters square. So it is a good way to visualize it. Okay, it's a good way to visualize it and understand that different, you can place the carpet in different places, but the uncovered area will be the same. Now the way to use formula and to solve the problem is very simple. Okay, which obviously you would be taught in school also. But what is the total area of the floor? Length into breadth. So 5 into 4, 20 meters square is the total area. What is the area of the carpet? Okay, area of the carpet is what? Square carpet 3 meters. So 3 square, 9 meters square. So this is the total area. This is the carpet area. What is uncovered area? You subtract 20 minus 9, you get 11 meters square. Simple way, but just wanted to make you understand better. Right. Some commercial questions. Okay. Find the cost of fencing a rectangular park of length itna and breadth, okay, itna, at the rate of 12 per meter. So there is a park. Okay. You will get a lot of these park questions in mensuration. 175 meters. This is 125 meters. and they are saying what will be the cost of fencing. Okay, so if I have to, what is fencing? Basically, we will take a wire and we will run it along the boundary. You have seen it in parks, right? That what we do, we take a steel wire and then we cover the park along the boundary. That is your fencing, right? At 12 per meter. So basically 1 meter, the cost of 1 meter of the wire or the barbed wire or the fencing material is 12 rupees. Okay, so what will be the cost of entire fencing? So there nothing is mentioned, so we will assume that whatever wire we are using, if we do one round, it is good enough. Okay, so simple, we have to then find out the perimeter to see what is the length. 175, what is the perimeter of a rectangle? 2 into length plus breadth, right? So 2 into 175 plus 125. Please write meter. Okay, I am not writing because I am taking a shortcut. Which will be equal to 2 into, you add these two, how much it will be? It will be 300 meters, and the perimeter will be 600 meters. What is the perimeter? This length plus this length plus this length plus this length. That is the length that you need to run the fence or the wire for. Okay, so 600 meters of wire will be needed, 600 meters of fence will be needed. 600 meters is needed. 1 meter cost is 12 rupees. So what will be cost of 600 meters into 12? 12 into 672, 7200 rupees may you should be able to fence the entire garden. Simple. Now another question could be on the same one, is that I want to do 4 rounds of fencing on this one, है ना? Because if you remember like a real fencing, so what they do is that they put 2 sticks or 2 bamboos. This is the ground level. Okay, then they will put one wire here, one here, one here. That's how actual fencing works, right? So if the question is that I have to do 4 rounds of fencing, right? Here we have only taken 1 round of fencing. If the question says so, then you just multiply it by whatever number of rounds of fencing you need. If it is 4 rounds, multiply by 4 basically, and then length of the wire needed will be 2400 meters, and then you multiply 12 rupees or whatever is the unit cost. So I hope concept is clear. Some more problems. Path inside the rectangle. Okay. See, sometimes what will happen is that they will ask you questions like, there is a rectangle of length 100 meters, breadth 80 meters. We are making a footpath inside the garden, something like that. Okay, of width 1 meter. Okay, so and internally in this area we are going to put a garden. So find the area of the garden, or find the perimeter of this garden, internal garden. Okay, because this is the footpath, and the width of the footpath all over is 1 meter, something like that. So इसमें कैसे करना है? So first understand that, okay, the width is 1 meter all the way. So here it is 1 meter, here also it is 1 meter, right? This is also 1 meter, this is also 1 meter. So this is a square of 1 meter at the corner. Okay, similarly all 4 corners will have these squares of 1 meters wherever you turn. Okay, so if this is 80 meter external, if this is 80 meters, it has become too dirty, let me clean it a bit. Otherwise, if the outside piece is 80 meter, what will be inside, you tell me? Think. If it is 80 meter, I just told you this is 1 meter and this is 1 meter. So 1 meter you subtract from 80 here, and then 1 meter you subtract again from 80. The breadth of the internal rectangle will be 80 minus 2 equal to 78, right? Now if it is if it is width of the path is 1 meter, then if the width of the path is 5 meters, then it will be 80 minus 5 here and then 5 here, right? So 80 minus 10, 70. So it depends on the width of the path. Right now we have assumed that width of the path is 1 meter. Now let's say, what is the length of the inside park, right? Once again same thing, 1 meter we have to reduce from here and then 1 meter from here. So it is 100, so it will become 98. So dimensions of the internal garden will be 98 and 78, right? So you multiply these two, okay, and then you find out the area of this one. The area of the full outer one is what? 100 into 80, which is 8000 square meters, and then area of the internal will be 98 into 78, okay, which will be, use this technique, 100 minus 2 into 80 minus 2, okay, and then you multiply and then you subtract these two. That will be the area of the this footpath, okay, and then they will ask you questions. So for example, let me do 98, okay, let me just do 100 minus 2. I am doing this because just to show how things can be easier, into 78 only. It will be 7800 minus, this will be 156, right? And then you subtract this, right? So it will be 7644, okay. So let me subtract it, let me just remove it. So what will be the area of the internal rectangle? The area of the internal rectangle will be 7644 square meter, and then we subtract these two, okay, then we subtract these two, so that we get the area of the footpath, which will be this is 8000, this is 644, so basically this will be 356 square meter. That will be the area of the footpath. Now they can tell you that for per square meter of the footpath or tiles which we will use for footpath, let's say the cost of the tiling is 10 rupees. So you tell us what is the cost of, building this footpath. So 356 is the area into 10, or whatever is the unit cost, 3560. So that's how you will have to build concepts. That's one way of finding out the area of the footpath. There is another way. This is the conventional method, okay, which you can use. Let me draw the same picture again, and let me tell you that there is another easier, simpler method of finding it out. In geometry and mensuration, if you are able to visualize properly, half your problems are solved just by good visualization. अगर आप ठीक से प्रॉब्लम को ड्रॉ कर पा रहे हैं, you will be able to solve it so easily that you have no idea. If you remember the carpet or uncarpeted question from the previous one, this question, we just solved it by drawing. There was no need to find area or anything. We could just solve it by drawing and counting on fingers. That's it. This also we will sort of use a similar technique. So अभी तक हमने क्या बोला था कि this is 100 meters and this is 80 meters, and then internally we are making a footpath which is 1 meter wide all the way. It is 1 meter. This footpath is 1 meter wide, right? So we have to find the area of the footpath. For example, what will be the area of the footpath? Let me change color so that, okay, the area of the this is the footpath. I am just shading it first of all. Please pardon my bad drawing. I am shading it. That's my footpath. Are we clear? So if I were to find the area of the footpath, I can basically divide it into, let me change the color again, okay, something dramatic. This shaded area is nothing but this rectangle. Okay, this rectangle, and these two rectangles will be equal. Yeah, and then it will be this rectangle right here and this rectangle right here, and again these two will be equal, right? So if we are able to find the areas of these rectangles, basically we are done. Okay, so let's find out their areas. This rectangle, we know the width is 1 meter, right? So the width is 1 meter here. The length, we know it is 80 meters. Yeah, this is 80 meters. So this rectangle, the area of this rectangle is how much? 80 into 1, 80. This rectangle is same, again 80 into 1, 80 square meters. Okay, now this rectangle, the length is, this entire length is 100 from this point to this point. Now this is 1 meter because width is 1, this is also 1 meter. So this length is what? 100 minus 2, 98. And the width is how much? This width is 1 only, right? So it is 98. There are two of them, so another 98. Let's add them. 8 2 is 16, 9 2 18, and 8 26, and then 8. So yeah, that's the area. So guys, there is this another method of finding out the area also. Okay, so same methods, basically just by observing, visualizing. You can also do it by calculating the whole area here, okay, and then reducing the area here. Again, when you will add, you will get the same answer. So that was all on mensuration. I hope you enjoyed. The concepts are very easy, and if you understand it, full marks in examinations you will get. Not only that, I think you will be able to understand it well and build a concept for future. So thank you so much, and see you in the next video.